path. That makes sense. Basically just want to copy this stuff. I can't call the initializer within the OpenGL SVG object initializer because I don't want to call the Vim object in it. And I don't think there's any way around that. But I can call that. This is all fine. I just totally removed OpenGL object if this would help in any way. I think that would make it worse actually. Are you talking about the PR where OpenGL object got merged with the regular object? Which I don't have here. Oh my gosh, wait. Was this a recent thing or is it still a pull request? This one. I wasn't sure how this... Wait, okay. Square to circle the update address. So this just added it all to the regular object class? Okay. Self.opengl. X will open. Okay. I think that's good. I think. Hopefully. So the reason I was scared of this is that there's a lot of functions that have overlap between the regular objects and the OpenGL objects, and sometimes they interact in ways that breaks one or the other. I guess it passed at least it passed the regular tests. But I would be a little nervous about merging it before having the OpenGL tests. But okay. I can cross that bridge when I come to it. Okay, so now this will have the self.file name. I don't think this will work. Actually, I know this won't work, but I'll just see what happens anyway. No attribute file path. That is annoying. As a self.file name, ensure valid file should have set a self.file path, I think. So why did that not happen? Let's see where this was. In generate points. So net points called generate points, then that's when it looked for self.file path. Yeah, that seems strange. I'm going to set a breakpoint in generate points. So net points called generate points, then that's when it looked for self.file path. Yeah, that seems strange. I'm going to set a breakpoint here. And see why... Oh, this was called even before... Oh. OpenGL Vim object is calling init points, and init points is going here. And that's happening before it's being set. So it needs to happen. Is I can set this, the definitions map, the file name. I think I can do this. I can do everything before this function, the Vim object init. I think it should actually be, I should have to put this here. The way it is. This is actually copying the way it is from the regular SVG object. So now let's try it. Still doesn't work. However, could not find ... // whatever at any of these locations. That's weird. I think I can actually, if I cat, this path. Maybe instead of cat, I'll try to less it. Is it just not there? Nope, that's the wrong path. Is it dot dot slash dot dot slash? No, it's one dot dot slash Manim slash media. Okay. So let's try that again. SVG path object has no attribute data. I think that's okay. I haven't brought over an SVG path object, but then again, I don't know what an SVG path object is. If I look in the regular SVG object, it's just used here in path to string object, I guess. So what I'll have to do is move path to string object here and update this with an OpenGL version. What is parse style? Okay, I guess that's just something that's imported. Okay. String to object. It is also weird that, wait, how's the self? Is the self variable used here at all? No, it's not. Okay, well, anyway. From SVG path. So this, basically. This looks... Oh, this is actually where the conversion will probably have to happen. From quadratic... From cubic Bezier curves to quadratic ones. Because when it's adding to the points, it won't be able to add them for C. Something about this will have to change. So for now, I think I'll just copy this the way it is. Or copy an OpenGL version of it. So actually, I wonder if I can just reuse this one. The error that came up is SVG path object has no attribute data. If I could create one. SVG path mod. If I could create one. SVG path object. I actually don't think this would be a good idea. I think it should be in a separate file. Otherwise that could get tricky. So I'll just create OpenGL SVG path.py. And then import it from the OpenGL version of SVG object. Which I think is what happens with a regular SVG object. I have too many paths of it, yeah. So it has this. So this is going to have basically that. It's going to be OpenGL. I don't know about string to numbers, but I'll deal with that later. And we want to make sure these are the same directory. So Manim object SVG. And this one's also in Manim object SVG. So now I am just going to copy what I can from that file. Oh man, I closed it. I closed the wrong one. This one. And I think a lot of this code can be copied. I don't think this object does that much. I'm gonna pass this for now. And then open it over here. Close that. Init, get path commands, generate points, handle commands, string to points. The way that this is used by the regular SVG object, it's just initialized. That's all that happens with it. So if I can copy the initializer, that's everything I'll need. So to start, I'll make this OpenGL object. I'll do from wherever. Dot object. Wait, where is this? This is an SVG dot object dot types. OpenGL, whatever. It says it doesn't like that. This is from the SVG directory. It's doing dot dot. Okay, I think it doesn't need the extra dot there. Great. Now when I initialize this, this is the OpenGL SVG path. When I go to the regular SVG path, all it does is this. And it's left to be the OpenGL version. So it doesn't do a ton. Great. The only thing is, I think I also want to inherit from regular SVG path object. And just import from wherever that is. So, dot SVG path. Okay, so now it can multiple inherit from those. And if that resolution order that I saw before is correct, depth first, left, right fashion. So when it's necessary, all the resolution will happen starting with the OpenGL versions first. So when it's necessary, all the resolution will happen starting with the OpenGL versions first. And only if that fails will it look into the non-OpenGL ones. And I think that'll be safe. But I don't know for sure, so it probably won't be. Anyway, let's see what happens now. V group has no attribute, a symbol family. What? Let's see how that happened. So it did call generate points successfully. And it calls get objects from on this SVG. And then several levels of this. And eventually SVG object does this. And this is a regular V group instead of OpenGL. I wonder if it'd be easier to just replace the V group class. Probably not. This might be a situation where it would be easier if V group was the same thing as OpenGL V group was the same thing as OpenGL V group. But for now, here V group. That's gonna be a problem. V object gets inherited too. How big are the difference between OpenGL V group and V group? I think the only reason they're that different is that one inherits from Mobject and one inherits from OpenGL V Mobject. Let me see. If I could find the V group class. Oh. Here. Yeah, so the V group inherits from V Mobject, and that's going to make it a lot different just because the OpenGL V group inherits from OpenGL V Mobject. So it might actually be, it would probably be easier if that other diff was, that other PR was landed first. Maybe, but don't have time for that now. Right now my options are either allow for this function or this method to take an argument that it can use for this instead of always being V group, or just read the config from here. And then put this in it else. And then inherit, and then just do that. So now I should know about that. Even though there's still a red line there, why is that? Oh, I inherited the wrong thing. OpenGL V group. I wonder if it's possible to fix it and fix its inheritance. This would be super weird. If like here, I replace this with OpenGL V Mobject. If config at use OpenGL renderer, else this. That's got to be broken. Somehow. Else this. That's got to be broken. Somehow. I'm not gonna do that. Yeah, let's not. Okay. But this makes slightly more sense. So then I'm gonna do the same thing here. Yeah, like that would be just like such a meme. It's already a meme that Manim's code is really confusing. And then if there's something like that, that'd just be too much. Okay, so that's all the places where V group is used, but then there's rounded rectangle, circle, all of those things will come in Those will all cause problems eventually. Key error points? Where did that happen? Apply points functional point, rescale, stretch to fit width. Yeah, it hit it's instantiating a regular rectangle. So I guess I have to go to SVG object 409 here and just do the same thing. Already tried it. Tried what? Oh, that inheritance thing? It must not have worked. I hope it didn't work. I'd lose more. Wait, yep. What do you mean by yep? I don't even know if OpenGL rectangle is a thing. It probably is. Because I think it just converted all of them. Object geometry. Is this just OpenGL geometry? It didn't, because config didn't get initialized. Okay. But I mean, if we tried hard enough, we could make config get initialized. Hey, that didn't crash. So the real question is, what would I want to do? I want to do like x equals true. I want to do like plus. What did I do? Uh-oh. 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 Oh, there we go. Class parent 1 or something. Def and I don't know. You know what I want to see if it works in. It can work. Okay. Okay. I guess that makes sense. All right, so this is actually some progress. I was able to write something from the OpenGL object or the OpenGL SVG object. The problem is that Python is bad. The points that this object has probably aren't compatible with OpenGL. I actually know they're not compatible with OpenGL because they'll be with cubic Bezier curves. Oh, it doesn't have any points. That's weird. Oh, this is mob.data.points. If I just print mob.points, rewrite Manim and C, that would be really, really annoying. No, it has no attribute points. Because it's already super confusing, a lot of the logic. And then if we had to deal with memory errors, dude, I would probably quit. Just stop working on it. Why does it not appear when I print mob? I guess that works. get objects from. The OpenGL slash regular is breaking a lot of stuff. Yeah. Like, I would be in favor of just nuking all of the regular stuff eventually. And keeping them separate. But there's a lot of logic that we have to reuse, unfortunately. So let's see where these objects are coming from, or where they're going. It's building up this list result, and then it's just returning the list. So this is a list. It's doing self.add. I think that makes sense. I'm gonna break here and see what happened to the objects. Why did that break? Oh, I can't print the sum objects. Yeah, that's pretty broken. For now, I'm just gonna remove that. Try this. And then that was never called, so that's really weird. Oh, is it because it takes the other branch? Okay, so I did get here. If I look at objects, why is this not printing? It isn't even printing none. Oh, it must be that same problem. I can't read the objects because this thing has no attribute name. Okay, so if I were to try to debug that problem, but what's weird? Okay, that was actually more confusing. Oh, it's mob.subobjects that I can't print. OpenGL SVG path object has no attribute name. So my question is, why doesn't it have a name? Isn't it possible to print OpenGL objects? I'm gonna go to the OpenGL object and look for self.name. Where does anything set self.name? Objects do it. And that's it. OpenGL objects don't do it. Oh, what must be happening is, oh, this is kind of broken. OpenGL Vim objects, or all OpenGL objects, don't have a repr class. But this one is inheriting the repr class from the non-OpenGL